And a very good day to you, and welcome to the program. I want to speak to you about home time. You know what they say, a man's home is his castle. That's right. But Jesus says, this is not my home. No. He doesn't come from here. His kingdom is not here. If we look at John chapter 18 and the verse 36, Jesus says very clearly, my kingdom is not of this world. If my kingdom were of this world, my servants would fight so that I should not be delivered to the Jews. But now my kingdom is not from here. Don't get too comfortable. I really mean that with all my heart, because life on this earth is but a vapor. You can be here today and gone tomorrow. The question is, where are you going? Are you going to an eternal kingdom with Jesus, or are you going to a lost eternity? Don't get too comfortable. You see, heaven is our home, not here. And we need to be careful where we are spending most of our time. You see, and our money. Is it on this temporary dwelling here on earth, or is it in our eternal home in heaven? I want to tell you a little story. I heard it many years ago, and it's a very good illustration of exactly where you and I are at the moment. You see, there was a lady, she was a Christian, and she had a beautiful home. It was actually a mansion, beautiful gardens, and then she had a servant who was also a Christian, and she worked in the house. And she did all the cleaning of the house, and she did the cooking, and she did the washing up. And the lady of the house spent all her time on her beautiful garden and on her stately home. The servant of the house spent most of her spare time in prayer. She was a prayer warrior. She was an intercessor. And she also helped the poor, and she was a regular supporter and churchgoer. That's where she spent all her spare time. Now one day, the servant lady died and she went to heaven. It wasn't about 3 or 4 years later that the rich lady also died and went to heaven. Now when she got to the pearly gates, there was St. Peter standing, and he welcomed her home. And he said, let us go and I will show you where you are going to live. Now remember, this is a story, but it's got a good point to it. So they started walking down the streets of gold. It was amazing. Beautiful homes on both sides of the road. And as they were walking, the lady of the house was admiring the beautiful homes and the gardens. And after a while, St. Peter stopped and he said, you see that beautiful home there? She says, yes, that's where your servant lives. That's her home. Wow! The wealthy lady was so excited. She thought, if that's my servant's home, what kind of a home am I going to have? They carried on walking and walking. Then they ran out of the street of gold and they were in a street of silver. And she thought, this is strange. And they carried on. Then the silver road turned into a tarmac road. Then the tarmac road turned into a gravel road, and then the gravel road went into a footpath. And by this time, the rich lady was very concerned because there were no more mansions. There were just small little homes. And then they went on a bit further, and St. Peter said, and that's your home. There was a little shack that was built with some corrugated iron and a couple of poles. And she said to him, but why have I got this house? And St. Peter said, because this is all the material that you sent us from earth to build your home in heaven. And so where you put your money is where you're going to receive your reward. Until next time, God bless you and goodbye.